To the point, informative, entertaining, and protecting the Second Amendment. Welcome back to Elfster's Rifles and Reloading. And we are live right now, and I am assembling the shootingtarget7.com Lollipop target system. And this isn't currently available right now, but it should be pretty soon. This is actually the prototype. And I talked to Mark at shootingtarget7.com. This should be available, I'm going to guess, in roughly 2 to roughly 3 weeks. And there is no set price right now, but it is coming. But he sent this to Elfster's Rifles and Reloading to bang this up. He sent this to me to test it out and see how it performs out at the range. And I figured I'd have you guys join me with assembling this target system. But let me get you guys up on the iPad here so I can see your chats here. So just give me 1 second. And if you guys are out there watching, jump in the chat room here and say hello. If you got any questions regarding to any shootingtarget7.com target system, let your questions be known. Or any type of reloading. That's what I'm here for, to help you guys out. So let me make sure the sound here is working. Get my chat board up here. Looks like good old Ramsey Country is rolling in the house and the sound is working. And you can see I got I'm just one big freaking ray of sunshine tank top going on here. So, but yeah, if you guys got any questions, let yourself be known. And good old Amanda Pugmires, look at that big old ray of sunshine top. Yeah, it's one of my favorite tank tops. Look at this. But yeah, I got you guys up here on the chat board. It looks like we already got about 6 guys rolling in. G23 is just rolling in saying, hey, y'all. Ramsey Country's in the house saying hello, man. So nice to have you guys along. And like I said, I'm putting together the shootingtarget7.com Lollipop target system, and it's going to be pretty awesome. And I'm slowly assembling quite the array of target systems here. We got a silhouette and a 10-inch round, and I got the high power paddle system here. And also the shootingtarget7.com rimfire version of the Know Your Limits target system, and the high power center fire version of the Know Your Limits target system. And if you're curious about any of these targets, check out the description box below, and I'll have a link to shootingtarget7.com for further information. But yeah, good old Mark from shootingtarget7.com sent me this Lollipop target system, and it's going to be pretty freaking awesome. I can't wait to get this together. I figured to have you guys join me out here in the garage assembling this, and I got you guys here on the iPad so I can see your chat. So if you guys got anything to say, let yourself be in. I'll try my best to answer them in regards to reloading or anything, especially in regards to this target system. So, like I said, these aren't currently available right now, but in roughly 2 to 3 weeks, they should be. And good old Mark from shootingtarget7.com sent me an assortment of paddles here. And they got some special brackets. Really cool looking brackets here that very similar to the Know Your Limits target system, but you can see they're a little bit different. There's going to be a paddle on the bottom and a paddle at the top. And the name of the game here, and I think you'll get a better idea what's going on here once I can get this assembled, is there's 2 total on this bar, and whoever could shoot their paddle over first wins. There's one here and there's one over here. There's 2 total arms. And you got yours on the left and your buddy's on the right, and whoever can get this to spin around first wins. And you can put an assortment of different paddles on there. And he sent me a 2-inch, a 4-inch, a 6 and 8-inch paddles. And I think initially what I'm going to do is I am going to put together the 6 and the 2-inch on one arm. So I'm going to do that for one paddle system. And I'm going to put an 8-inch and a 4-inch on the top on the other. And I'm going to test it out. But obviously, If you're out at the range and you're shooting against your friend, you're probably going to have obviously the same paddles on each side. And you're going to see that here a little bit once I can get this assembled. But let me check out some of your comments here. Who else is rolling in? And yeah, Ramsey's saying fold up bench, very nice, man. I actually have a video on how to make this bench. But enough of the blabber talk. Let's get going on this. And let me just make sure you guys are in the picture here. So right now, this is the prototype, and you're going to see that there's two arms here, and they swing on this conduit bar. And if this conduit bar gets damaged, you can just run to your local hardware store or home improvement store. And this is just 1-inch conduit pipe. And this is the prototype sent to me from shootingtarget7.com. And right now there's 4 pieces of piping on here. But the one that's eventually going to go for sale is just going to have 3 pieces, 1 on each end and 1 in the middle. And not totally sure what the price is on this yet, but it sounds like Mark from shootingtarget7.com is going to give you guys the options of which paddles to choose from. So, you know, if you only have a particular set of firearms, whether it's like a 22 and maybe a 308, you might want to do something like a 4-inch and a 2-inch for the 22, and maybe an 8-inch and a 4-inch for the 308. And that's just something you got to test out at the range and just see how this functions with what firearm you're using, how much power it has in regards to energy, and how close you're shooting it at. Obviously, if your firearm is capable of roughly 2 minutes of accuracy, 2 minutes of accuracy at 300 yards is going to be a 6 inches. That's going to be pretty difficult to shoot. And you might not want to use a 6-inch. You might want to give yourself at least a fighting chance with an 8-inch at 300 yards. So it just depends on what you're shooting it with and what yardage. So let me see who else is rolling in the house. And good old Michael D's rolling in the house. He's saying Elfster always has the good stuff, LOL. Yeah, and he's saying, heck no, I'm going to make my buddy shoot the smaller set. That's funny. So let's get going on this. So I think for testing purposes, I'm going to put the 6 and 2-inch on one side and the 8 and 4-inch on the other. And this comes with, obviously, 4 cotter pins for the legs. It's got 4 pieces of conduit pipe for the legs, and then the 4 really nice. And let's just slap these legs together. So let me get this going here. So I'm going to grab 2 legs, and comes with 2 of these brackets, 1 each for each leg. So very similar to the Know Your Limits target system. Not much of a difference, especially in regards to the legs. But once I get this together, you'll get a better idea of what's going on here. And I think this is going to be really fun. And I figured I'd have you guys join me out here in the garage live putting this together. So, especially if you got any questions on this, or if you got any questions on reloading, let yourself be known. This upper leg system together here. Set this off to the side. Well, I tell you, it is one heck of a nice day here in Wisconsin. And I should be out the range right now, but better half and I went out for a nice walk today. Went out for lunch, and it is gorgeous here in Wisconsin. 75 degrees. It is awesome. Yeah, and the legs go together that easy. It's really not much to it. So let me set this aside. Make sure you guys are in the picture here. Now, you can see that Mark with shootingtarget7.com set the hardware for attaching the gongs to the arms with 2 washers. We kind of learned the hard way, at least when banging up the center fire version of the Know Your Limits target system, that initially we were only using 1 washer. But especially when we're banging that up with some high power cartridges like 6.5 Creedmoor, and especially Sean's 338 Lapua, is absolutely destroying this hardware that attaches the gongs to the arms. And you could see, learn your lesson the hard way. He sent 2 total washers and the grade 8 hardware. And that's exactly what's on the centerfire version of the Know Your Limits target system. So you can see that on the back here. So that's a welcome addition. So that should be on this new target system. And I believe he's going to call it the Lollipop spinner target system. So now this top rail, like I said, is just conduit pipe. And like I mentioned earlier, this is the prototype. It shows 4 individual pipes. I believe the one that's going to go to market here, once we can bing this up a little bit, is just going to have 3. It's going to have 1 on each end and just 1 pipe in the middle. So 2 total spots, put 2 total Lollipop spinners. Now you can notice on this stopper at the end, there's a leaf spring, and there's a leaf spring on there for good reason. It's giving tension. Once you push these pieces of pipe against this leaf spring, you can tighten this up. And I've learned my lesson the hard way with the centerfire flavor Know Your Limits target system. You need an ample amount of tension on this, but not too much tension. Obviously, you want these to spin. So that's just something you're also going to want to play around with. So once this goes to sale and you're interested in purchasing this Lollipop target system, it's probably something you're going to have to play around with in regards to what you're shooting it with, what range you're shooting it at, and what gives you a good competition against your buddy out there range of, you hit it once and it swings a little bit, hit it twice, and you got to strategically pull that trigger. So by the time it's starting to swing back at its bottom stroke, you can hit it again and get it to swing up a little bit more and get it to the point where it swings all the way over. And whoever can get this to rotate around first wins. And what's kind of fun about it is you can kind of cheat. You can stop shooting your target system and shoot at your buddies to get his to stop. And that's where this kind of shines. So, so let me get one of these together. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this 2-inch on the top. Grab a set of hardware here. And let me get you guys a little bit closer. Now, there's a right way and a wrong way of putting these washers on, and it all depends on the thickness of the paddle that you're putting on. So you want this so the washer runs tight, and there's a reason why there's 2 different holes on there, whether it's the 3/8 or 1/2-inch plate. And you can see that this one doesn't line up. There would be a little bit of a space because these are 3/8 plates, I believe. Let me just double check that. I'm just going to grab my tape measure. So I believe these are 3/8, and they are. So they're 3/8 plates, and there might even be an option for a 1/2-inch plate. But this washer will work for both 3/8 and 1/2-inch gongs. So being that these are 3/8 thick gongs, we got to make sure that these spacer washers are flipped the correct way so they run tight. You definitely don't want the 1/8 of an inch gap on that. So you're just going to run your bolt hardware through. Make sure you put your hardware on both sides. So like that. So you can see that this hardware, actually I got this one on backwards. Let me flip this one around. And this definitely runs tight, and that's what you want. You want these spacers to run tight against that gong. You want to make sure there's not an 1/8 of an inch gap. So to make this quick and easy, like Michael D is saying, Todd's got all the toys. So let me just double check, see who else is jumping in the chat boards here. So the feed is freezing up a bit. Let me know if the video and sound's okay right now, my friends. Like I said, I'm out in the garage here. Good old G23's rolling in the house. So let me keep on going here. Let me know how this video and the sound is okay. And it looks like CMNDO97 saying okay now. So that's good to know. So yeah, get this snugged up really good. I'm going to put the 2-inch, I think, on this one, top. And I believe this one here is the 6-inch. Yep. So put the 6-inch on. This is something I might have to play around with out at the range. Just like I said, it just depends on what I'm shooting it with and what range I'm shooting it at. So maybe grab another set of hardware here. Good old Shark Chucker is rolling in the house. He's saying that looks good, sounds good. So that's good. And this is going to be so much fun. I can't wait to take this out to the range. Might have to actually have my better half come along with me out to the range. It can make me look bad. Yeah, this is 3/8 AR500 steel. And so far, I've been really impressed with these laser cut gongs from shootingtarget7.com. So yeah, here's one finished paddle system. You can see it's pretty darn big. It's a good chunk of metal here. So let's get the other one together here. I'm sorry if this is breaking up a little bit with this live feed. Let me set this to the side. And this one, we're going to do the 8-inch and 4-inch. Let me just double check this. Yep, 8 and 4. So I think that'll be a good challenge. I can grab my other pieces of hardware. And man, is this ever so slick. I mean, the fact that you just slide this gong right on here and all that hardware is protected in the back, man, it just makes it super, super slick. So if you're out there watching, make yourself known, jump in the chat box, say hello. Got any questions in regards to this target system or reloading in general or shooting, let me know. Man, this is going to be awesome out the range. It's getting to the point where I'm not going to know which target system to take to the range. I got so many now. Good old Jerry Parker's rolling in the house saying, hey everyone, smash that like button. Definitely smash that thumbs up button. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This is the Lollipop version target system from shootingtarget7.com. And man, that is flipping awesome. Look at that. Thorzak's rolling in the house saying, hey, Todd. Nice to have you along, my friend. If you're just joining us, I'm assembling the shootingtarget7.com Lollipop target system that's going to be available here soon. This is the prototype. This was sent to me from Mark at shootingtarget7.com to beat the ever-living crap out of it. So if any of you guys are interested in this in the future, once it's available, you're not going to have any issues. And we've already got the updated hardware on here, so you guys don't have to deal with that out at the range. So that's already figured out with the shootingtarget7.com Know Your Limits target system. And if you're not familiar with this company, check out the description box below. I got a link to shootingtarget7.com. And not only is this going to be available in roughly 2 to 3 weeks, but the rimfire flavor of the Know Your Limits target system and the centerfire flavor high power Know Your Limits target system is already available. As a matter of fact, if you use the promo code Elfster 20 off, you can get $20 off any Know Your Limits target system, and they already come with free shipping. But if you use Elfster, ELFSTER 20 off, you can get $20 off any Know Your Limits target system, regardless if it's the rimfire flavor or the centerfire flavor. And he also sells that centerfire flavor in 3/8 and 1/2-inch paddles. And it makes going out to the range so much fun. Let's see what else is rolling into the house. Lakeview Outdoors, and he's saying sun's out and guns is out, just like my tank top. What do you guys think of this? Says I'm one big freaking ray of sunshine. And if you can't have fun in life, then what's the point? Enjoy life, my friends. You only get one chance. Guys, got any questions on any shootingtarget7.com target systems? Let your questions be known in the chat box. I'll try my best to answer them. But let's keep on going. So you can see here on the upper bar, so we got the legs put together. So the legs are right here. We got both paddle arms, and right now I'm just doing 2 different ones because I'm testing this. It's just going to be me shooting this, not shooting against my buddy. So right now I'm going to try the 8-inch on the bottom, 4-inch on the top with this arm system, and the 6 and 2-inch on that one. I might have to play around with that a little bit, depending on what yardage I'm shooting at, what I'm shooting it with. So I got some additional paddles here once I figure out what's going to work best. And once I get this tested out initially, and then I might invite my good old friend Sean out to the range here, and we'll maybe shoot our 6.5 Creedmoors at 300 yards against each other and see who can flip these bad boys around here first. Now, like I mentioned earlier, let me see if I can get this in the camera. This end has a leaf spring in it, a tension spring. So when you push this home and tighten it up, these metal pipes keep tension on it. And it's really important that you make sure this is done correctly. You don't want it so tight that this won't spin, but you don't want it so loose that these wobble all over the place. So I'm going to show that to you in a little bit. And let's slide this off. And like I said, right now there's 4 pipes on here. The one that will eventually go to sale will just have 3 pipes. This middle part will be just 1 pipe. So let me take this off and slide this one on. Let's see if I can do this without putting the pipe through my iPad. Oh man, this thing is awesome. I can't wait. This is gonna be so much fun. All right, so we got one more pipe here. And Michael D is saying Todd's got all the toys. That's it. I can't wait to try this out. Also, I know a lot of you guys have been waiting on this Forester coax video, and it's definitely coming. And also the FX120i with the V3 combo trickler and powder drop. That's also coming. I'm just waiting for a few things to roll in to finish those. And I also want to make sure I thoroughly test both of those out and give you my honest opinion. I'm not one of those guys that just gets a product and just pumps a video for you guys to watch. I want to make sure I use it for some time, and I don't do a video on something unless I believe in it. And if I don't believe in it, I will definitely let you guys know. And I know a lot of you guys have been messaging me on both that Forcer coax with all the upgrades. And I got the new linkages in. I have the limiter on that also. I'm waiting for 2 different light options, and I'm going to decide which one I'm going to install, which one, depending on which one's the best. And also with the FX120i V3 combo unit, I got the clear lid, the trickler reducer. I got the wire harnesses done, but I'm waiting on 2 total pans, and I'm going to make both pans weigh the exact same amount, right down to the accuracy of 0.00. So while I'm taking one pan off and I'm dumping that powder, I put the other pan on. That one's already dumping powder. In under 10 seconds, it should be freaking awesome. And that is definitely coming. I know some of you guys are impatient. I'm not saying impatiently waiting. I know you can't wait for it to come out, and it is coming. So I just want to update you guys on where I'm at on those 2 videos. So let me keep on going here. Now, at least with the Know Your Limits target system in regards to making sure that tension is just right on that leaf spring, at least what I have found, what works best, I'm going to try and my best to do this live, is usually I'm going to use these legs here. Slide this in. Grab this other one. And you just use this to temporarily hold this up. And what I like to do is, you see this, make sure you guys are in the picture here. Looks like you are. This thing is a beast. Oh man, look at this thing. It's awesome. So like I mentioned on this side, I already have this tightened down on this side, and there's a leaf spring here that keeps constant tension on these pipes. And what I like to do at least is, this side is loose, and I'm going to push this until there's a good amount of tension on this, on that side. Let me see if I can get this against something better. At least you know this is live. So I'm going to put a nice, good amount of tension on this. And then once there's a good amount of tension on that side, I'm going to tighten this down. But like I said, you don't want to over tighten this. You want it just right, to the point where it's tight so these paddles don't wobble, but you don't want it so tight that these don't spin at all. So I think this is just about right. I might have to test this out just a little bit, but let me start with this. And he's got some nice tall legs on here, and that's what's really nice. They're really nice tall legs in case you might be shooting out in the field and there's a lot of grass. You guys a little bit closer. Let me spread these apart. And yeah, I think that's going to work out good. Now, something I found out with the Know Your Limits target system is you want to put a little bit of oil on where these arms attach to the bar. So let me throw a little bit of oil on here so these spin nice. Let me spin this around so the paddles are facing the correct way. Now, what's nice about this, and the way I can already tell Mark designed this, is he designed these arms so that these paddles are somewhat at an angle. They're not straight up and down. You can see they're automatically at a slight angle. So when you hit these, it's deflecting that shrapnel into the ground. And I think that's a really smart move on Mark's part here. So let me just spin one of these around, see how they work. Yeah, I think that's gonna work out really good. Now you can see I don't have this so tight that this doesn't spin, but I don't have it so loose that these wobble. And same thing over here. And just by rotating this with my hand, I can tell that this is gonna be a good challenge. If I gotta use a good amount of weight for this to spin around. So if you hit this once, you know, it might spin about this far, and then you gotta time it just right. So as it's coming up and as it comes right back down 90 degrees to the ground, you want to hit this again so it goes up a little bit higher. And then it's probably going to do something like this, and at this point you want to hit it again, and then it's damn near over, and then it's probably going to do something like this where you're going to hit it again and get it to swing over. And then if your buddy's on his side, he can screw with you a little bit. He can stop what he's doing, and as your thing is coming around, he might want to hit it and stop it. And that's where this target system is really, really good at shine, and I can't wait to use it, especially shooting against my friend Sean there. So let me jump on the chat boards here, make sure I'm not missing anyone's questions. Let's see what we got here. Get this unplugged. So yeah, good old Thor's axe is in the house. Lakeview Outdoors saying sun's out, guns out. So Wayne Ribick is saying, hey Todd, have you heard anything new about the lighter duty target hangers? And yes, I did actually mention those in the last live event, I believe, or the one before that. They are coming, and he also sent those to me to test out. And my goal with those is to plug that thing at 50 yards with the 223 and see if I can get it to bend. I've yet to do that. Matter of fact, I plan on taking those out at the same time I take this out to test. So that is coming. Just to let you know there, Wayne. Thor's axe saying, Todd, life, make it count. You figured that out. Looking up at the lights from that operation table, and man, that is no joke. Once you've been through something like that, you really learn to appreciate life and what God has given you. There is no doubt about that. So just to let you know that lighter duty target super hangers are definitely coming. What else we got here? So Michael D, what caliber is the target rated for? So these are AR 500 plates. This set of gongs are 3/8 of an inch. And let me get you guys a little bit closer here. So these are 3/8 target paddles. And I'm sure he's probably going to offer options for 1/2 inch. At least he does with the Know Your Limits target system. And that's what these spacers holes are for. You use one spacer hole for 3/8 and one spacer hole for 1/2 inch, and you just flip these washers around in regards to if you're using 3/8 or 1/2 inch. And these arms are universal for both the 3/8 and 1/2 inch. Obviously, like I said, you just flip these washers around. There's one on each side, and with this double washer system, it won't like twist and rotate and bend these when you smack this with something like a 338 Lapua. And we've nailed my 3/8 paddles on my center fire flavor Know Your Limits target system at 300 yards, no problem with a 338 Lapua. So I would say with the 3/8, you should be good all the way up to 30-06, up to 100 yards. If there's a good chance you might shoot that at, say, 100 yards with a 338 Lapua, you're probably going to want the 1/2 inch paddles. So, and if you want, just get the 1/2 inch paddles, and then that way you don't have to worry about it. It's kind of the best of both worlds. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. So, But yeah, man, talk about the target system setup from shootingtarget7.com. So now we got the rimfire flavor, no limits target system, the center fire, high power flavor, no limits target system, and now the lollipops. And this is gonna be awesome. Well, if you guys got any questions on reloading or these target systems, let yourself be known in the chat box. Otherwise, I'm probably going to wrap this up here really soon. And Shooting Target 7, they offer more things than just that. They have plates, silhouette plates. Obviously, you guys have seen the high power tree system, and those are also available at shootingtarget7.com. Check out the description box below. I have a link in there that will take you directly to their website. And if you got any questions, don't hesitate to jump on Facebook and send me a message, and I will try my best to answer your questions. So Thor's saying, one thing I would like to bring to the table, bullet casters and using zinc now. Lead has went way up in price, and a lot of casters don't want to waste lead on steel targets. Zinc puts new life to steel. And these are zinc plated, just to let you know, not only AR500, but they're zinc plated. So huge fan of these targets from shootingtarget7.com. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this live event. Watching this come together from shootingtarget7.com, and keep an eye out for a future video to see this in action, getting this beat up at the 300-yard range, and it's going to be spectacular. Well, if you guys enjoy my content, you enjoy my videos, scratch my back and I'll continue to scratch your back with subscribe, like, and share. Hit that notification bell. Become a Patreon. It helps out more than you know. And I will see you guys in the next video.